Who do I have with me here today?
Yusuf Wanders from Wanderverse Studios.
Wanderverse Studios?
That's right.
Wow. And what is Wanderverse Studios, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, Wanderverse Studios. The goal is to help independent artists create a sustainable source of income. Right now we're creating content for music artists that focus on emotional storytelling. We showcase not only their music, but also I get curious about the artists and I ask them questions and I interview them. I think pairing emotion with content is going to be critical, especially as we're going into like the new age with AI, because people can create so much content so quickly, and if there isn't a real emotion behind it, it's going to get lost in the sea. So I want to make sure that artists are being seen and the work is being understood, because with a snap of a finger, AI now can make a billion tracks that can be on par with some of the world's best musicians. So if the artists that are really trying to create like real music and want to like sustain themselves with this music, they need to be able to showcase their music in the right light. And I aim to do that with Wanderverse Studios.
That's fantastic. When did you start, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, I started about 8 months ago.
Okay. And are you originally from Lakeland, or where are you from?
So I'm living currently in Plant City. My family originally is from Turkey, and I lived in Gainesville for about 5 years. So I moved to Plant City about a year ago, and I lived in Gainesville for about 5 years, and that's where I found my footing.
Wow, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm kidding. So
I love Lakeland. I come here several times a week.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
All the way from Gainesville?
Oh no,
Oh, from Plant City.
Yeah.
I'm
Plant
sorry.
City, yeah.
Yeah, I married me a Plant City girl. I love Plant City. I almost moved there. I tried to buy a house there, but no one went for it, and so I came over here to Lakeland. So, what did you study? Did you go to school up in Gainesville?
Yeah, I did computer science. So I basically, for my day job, I write code that automatically tests apps to make sure they work, and that's what I do for a living.
What languages do you know? C++ and Java and all that?
So I use Java, but I'm learning or what I'm working on right now is like Cucumber, Selenium. For like mobile applications, you want to make sure that there's nothing breaks down on it, especially on like apps that have like critical functionality. Like for example, like if you're using Amazon and you want to, if I'm working for Amazon, I want to make sure that anytime a person clicks the checkout button, it works, right? So what I do is I'll basically tell the computer, I'll code it. So every single day, it'll pick an item, it'll go to the search bar, it'll search up I Am Lakeland hats, for example. It'll click add to cart, and then it'll click checkout. And once it clicks checkout, I want to make sure that it actually went through. So if there's an issue with that, the code will basically detect it before, it'll run every single day, and let's say one day it fails. When you click checkout, it gives you an error screen. It'll send us a notification, and then that way we know that there's an issue, and we can fix it as soon as possible. Yeah.
Wow. I thought that everything's been commoditized where the carts, you just grab the information and it goes, but there's a lot of customization going on that people need.
Absolutely. It's such a behind the scenes of like companies. I would say a lot of things are I would say like duct taped together, if I'm being real. You know?
Yeah. And is there ever going to be, COBOL, there's TAL, there's all kinds of languages that are in systems from the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, old languages where you're trying to put this language with that language and just to keep the thing going.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. So the name Wonder, how did you come about that?
So my music artist name is Yusuf Wanders, and I got the Wanders from 2-3 years ago. I rode my bicycle across the United States, and I had basically one of my favorite things to do is to wander. Like I like being lost.
And your last name is Wanders?
That's just my artist name.
Okay.
But that's what I go by. So it's just also for my personal branding and whatnot. So, but it resonates true to me, and I love being disoriented in an unfamiliar place. I don't know. It's kind of a surreal feeling, but I love it.
That's what. So, can you elaborate a bit more about how you did this trip across the United States and what you do?
Yeah. So one day I was on my bed. I was scrolling TikTok, and I saw this guy. He was maybe 19 years old, and he rode his bicycle from Alaska all the way down to the tip of Argentina.
Holy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was like, what? And then right after I saw that video, I got off my bed and I was like, I'm gonna ride my bicycle across America. I just decided right then and there. I didn't own a bicycle. I didn't know the first thing about bicycle touring or camping or nothing. And I went into my living room. I told my dad, I'm like, I'm gonna ride my bicycle across America. And he was like on his iPad. He looked up. He's like, okay.
Wow. And so you just decided, I'm going to start where I'm at, or did you map it out? Did you literally wander day to day? You know, there's a song called The Wanderer. You ever heard that song?
I haven't, no.
Oh, you got to listen to The Wanderer. It's a very famous song. On the Wanderer, yeah, it's
I'll
a
have
good,
to check it out.
Yeah, look at that. And it's about a guy, yeah. So, did you start here in Plant City, Gainesville? What route did you mind?
So I took the Trans-American route. It's mapped out by this organization called Adventure Cycling, and they provide like resources for bicycle tours. So I flew out after I decided to do that. I spent 2 years planning it out, figuring out what I needed to do, saving up money, and I flew to Virginia, Newport News, Virginia, got all my stuff there, and for a little over 4 months, went from there to the middle of the United States. I went to Virginia, Kentucky, Colorado, Missouri, Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, Oregon, Washington, and maybe 1 or 2 more states in there that I might have forgotten, but yeah.
Oh, did you stay in hotels every night? What did you do every night?
So it varied vastly. I had my camping gear, so I probably camped out 60% of the time. I slept on park benches. I've slept at fire stations. I've slept at churches. I've slept at random
Anything
people's
you
houses.
imagine.
Exactly, like wherever I could find that is safe, that I could stay the night. And the Trans-American route, I think, was established about a century ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so there was a decent amount of bicycle infrastructure where there's people that have been hosting cyclists for years on end, or people that are just have been doing it. And there's actually this website called Warm Showers. It's kind of like couch surfing.
Sure.
And it's only catered towards bicycle tours, and they basically, you can find people, message them that host cyclists, and that's been a really good experience. So yeah.
What did you find about the people going across the nation? I've always heard that Americans are obliging, kind. Is that true? Is that what you found?
I absolutely found that. That is, I think, so true. I can say face to face, I had no negative interaction.
None.
With
Wow.
cars, I've gotten flicked off by cars. But when you're looking somebody eye to eye, it's hard to be like an asshole,
Sure.
pretty much,
Yeah.
So.
But it's nice to know that not only is there a network of people who are willing and want to be a part of anyone's adventure,
Mm-hmm.
but it's been there for a while, and that they're kind.
Yeah.
And and not everything's about making money where you pay $50 for the night. No, just crash on our couch, enjoy. I'm a part of your life. You've been a part of my life. Dude, that's a good thing to hear. I like to hear that. So back to your music videos. The typical client, is that someone who is an artist trying to come up, a band trying to come up, and they say, hey, we want to make a video. We want to create our first video. How does it begin, if you don't mind?
Yeah, so usually maybe an artist finds me through like Instagram, and then they reach out to me and they say, oh, we want to record a video. And it's usually artists that are creating at a high level already and already doing pretty much everything they need to do to be successful in music. I'm only there just to help support them, because I can create one video for them, but that won't guarantee them a career in
Sure.
music. Like, they will have to also put in a lot of footwork themselves and whatnot. But pretty much, like, anybody that comes across my page, I also reach out to artists that I think would be great on my show. So that's pretty much how I get people. I hosted an event in Tampa on October 11th, where I got about 12 music artists, and most of them were local to Tampa, and we just spent the whole day interviewing, chatting, and it was cool connecting that community together as well. So I plan on doing like one in all different kinds of cities. So
That's wonderful. So, if they want to get in contact, what are your handles and your website, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, so the best way to reach me right now would be through my Instagram. It's Wanderverse Studios, like WANDERVERSE Studios. That's the best way to reach me, I'd say.
And is there like a flat fee, or how do you guys work that out with each customer? How does and you do the editing, you do all the work? Can you explain the services and the prices?
Yeah, so it varies depending on what the artist wants. My current, like how much it costs would be $100 for one reel and $150 for two reels and a full YouTube feature. That's kind of what I'm actually offering for artists. I have done free shoots as well, like just for artists that I think would be dope and would just get the support. And the long-term vision for Wanderverse Studios is I not only want to just create like content for music artists, but I'm also trying to figure out a systematic way that artists can create money or at least serve a specific segment of music artists. And the way that I would want to, if I were to, make money off of it, is to actually do like some form of profit sharing model, because if the artist isn't at the end of the day making money from my service, that means I'm not even achieving the goal that I've set out to achieve in the first place. And a lot of the videos initially, like I edited completely myself, but right now I'm trying to grow my team. I've hired about a total of 9 editors. 8 of them didn't make a cut, or it was just didn't work out, unfortunately. But I'm trying to find someone that I can rely on to give high quality, consistent, edits. And fingers crossed, I think I found the person. So that's, and that also costs money. So far, whenever I do a shoot for an artist for free, it's like I'm incurring the cost of that, and they're also benefiting from that. So like really like the only reason why I'm charging is so I can actually do this. Like it represents like the energy, the effort that I'm putting into this, just so I can buy food or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Just to continue.
Exactly, just to continue. I don't want to probably work my software job for the rest of my life. I would rather do something that more aligns with me, and that's working with music artists, empowering people. I feel like that's more in line with who I am, and in order to do that, I need to sustain myself,
Yeah,
right?
So, what made you decide to get into the music? Have you been a music fan your whole life? I mean, from
Mm-hmm.
Programming to getting the rhythm and listening to music. How did you make that change?
Yeah, so I've wanted to do music before I even started programming.
Okay.
The reason why I did programming was just so I can actually, sustain myself.
A career. Yeah.
Yeah, so I can like create space and time for myself to do what I love to do. So I wanted to be a musician when I was maybe 12 or 13. I wanted to do an EDM artist, and I got really into it, and then I quit. I don't know what happened. My dream got crushed, or if it was I don't even know exactly what happened. It kind of just faded away. I was like, that
Seasons change.
Mm-hmm. But I think that I had a realization. I was just like, wait, this is what I'm meant to be doing. You know what I'm saying? So after that, I knew that I had to do it, because like the alternative was not to do it.
What I used to do.
Yeah.
Unclog toilets.
Mm.
Yeah, you don't want to do what I was doing. Well, that is good to hear. And so a typical customer, you would counsel, and then you guys would go shoot the video. Then you would go to the editing table, edit it, and then just social media, YouTube, the whole 9 yards.
Pretty much, yeah.
So they have to be in business doing what they want to do. Then they come to you and make it a little bit better. And do you do bands? Have you done bands as well, besides individuals?
I've done like duo artists, but I haven't actually done a full scale band, so that would be an interesting project.
Yeah, I've got a couple of bands here in town that are Lakeland originals that are on their way up that would definitely like to talk to you. Maybe you guys can work it out.
That'd be cool.
I help a couple guys here.
I do plan on doing an event in Lakeland where I basically make a day out of interviewing like artists and recording videos for them. So that's in the near future. So
okay,
yeah.
That's fantastic. And do you operate out of Coach or just a home or?
Yeah, so I'm pretty much completely remote. That's kind of also the nature of Wanderverse, is like it's wandering, So I like to do it always in like different locations and meet new people. in about a year's time, I'm going to be living out of a van. So I'm gonna be hitting up different cities and checking out different artists and meeting new people. So that's gonna be, I think, in line with Wanderverse Studios.
Yeah, that's when you say you enjoy being in different situations, then you're setting yourself up for that.
Yeah.
Not to mention what I can't imagine what you've been through already. Man, that sounds like fun. If I was your age, I'd do it again. You know, I'd go through the cities and see the world and see America and see other countries as well. That's fantastic. Well, so Wanderverse Studios on social media. Give him a contact, give him a follow, go do the research, come meet him over here at Cohatch. He'll meet you anywhere. Anything else you want to add?
I'm curious a little bit more about your story, just like on the lines that we were talking about. Like you mentioned that, you know, you didn't want to go back to what you were doing before. How did you make that jump into I Am Lakeland?
Okay. During COVID, we were sitting on the couch and the old phone book, we had the old yellow phone books. And I was like, let's make a yellow phone book for Lakeland. I was talking to my wife. And do you know the music group Kiss? Gene Simmons, the lead singer?
I don't know, no.
Okay. They're a music group. And he had a hat on an advertisement that said, I am Indy, I-N-D-Y. And I'd seen that years and years ago, and I remembered, and I was like, I am Indy, what is he doing? And I looked it up, and he was supporting the Indianapolis 500, sponsoring and supporting. And I just remembered that. And then when we were back on the couch, I said, I Am Lakeland. The .com was available. I bought the .com available. I went to the Chamber's website and started to cherry pick entrepreneurs and put them on my website, created a directory, just like the phone book. Then it moved into podcasting. One day I was just walking down Lakeland, and Sheriff Grady Judd was walking by, and I had always wanted to meet him. He's a popular guy. And I said, can I meet you? And yeah, we chit-chatted for a minute. And he said, if you ever have a podcast, invite me as your guest. And I was like, okay. And this is like a year and a half ago. So I just came right in here. I've had every episode in here, come in here and said, so I started practicing, you know, and I'm still practicing. Got to number 25 and went and interviewed Grady Judd. Very good. And then everybody just started contacting me one at a time. I don't solicit anybody. When they organically hear about my name or hear about the podcast, I say yes to everyone. And then you'll go home and you'll tell your friends and family, hey, I was on I Am Lakeland, I was on Lakeland. And so it's just growing organically, slowly like that. There's no money in it, but I'm enjoying meeting people and learning about people's lives. This community of Lakeland and Polk County is fantastic. It's ideal. The only thing wrong is the sun. That sun is hot for me. Being from the north, I'm from Ohio. If you could put in a big dome over Lakeland or Polk County, I'd be happy, 100%. But it started with the yellow phone book. If you go to LakelandYellowPages.com and anything you can think of with the word Lakeland, I went overboard. I bought the .com. And so in the future, every city, I am Tampa, I'm Orlando, Tallahassee, Gainesville, I bought the .com. And so I'm going to create a directory, a yellow phone book for each and every city. And I own I Am Florida as well. And so you'll be able to go to I Am Florida. You can go and just check everything. So it's a project. It's a lifelong project. It's a project that I've developed to pass the time for me because I'm retired. I just do this as a hobby right now. But thank you for asking. Not too many people ask over the year.
Yeah. What's something that doesn't meet the eye about you initially?
Say that again?
What's something about you that won't meet the eye initially?
I don't know what that means.
So let's say someone meets you. What's something that about you that someone won't really know or understand or see that it's like they don't see that initially about you? Like,
I'm a married man, happily married for 30 years. Got 2 beautiful kids in college. Got some brothers. I'm a trained maintenance person. I've worked on commercial equipment all my life. Veteran. And just trying to be the best instrument of God's love I can be. Because I have found out that if you're just an instrument, God will give you the job. So if you can learn to make yourself an instrument, He'll send the job like you. I mean, come on, we met, 2 hours ago?
mm-hmm.
And we've clicked, That's pretty cool. That's
amazing.
pretty cool.
I love that.
Yeah. So the more you don't want, the more you get. That's the truth. Thank you again for asking. Not too many people ask these questions. That's pretty cool.
So when you don't ask, that's when you receive.
That's right. If you don't want.
I
I think it even says in the Bible, thou shalt not want, or whatever it says. I don't recall what it says. But I know, based on experience, the more I want, the less I get. The less I want. I truly don't want. And then you get everything. I don't want. And it's hard. It's not easy. It's a travel that you gotta, it's a path you gotta go down. I'd love to have my house paid off. I want to have my house paid off, but I'm not worried about it. It's God, says He's loaning it to me, and if He wants it to, it'll be. So I don't know day to day waking up what I'm going to do that day, because I haven't got the message yet. So you get the message every single day. I was on my way out the door today, and they said, "Hey, are you coming to the Thanksgiving dinner?" I was like, "What Thanksgiving dinner?" You know, and I'm in Cohatch all the time. No one told me that I met you. I didn't know it was on the plan. So if you become an instrument of God's love, watch what happens.
That's beautiful.
I appreciate it. Thank you. And try to teach others the same thing. Just pass on the good word. I don't know if you've ever seen my logo. It says I am love. And so instead of, you can't sell love. I'm not from, but you can sow love. So if you look at my logo, it's I am love. And so when you look at my logo and you see the word love, I'm hoping that you're associating love with that arch of mine. So it's a way to not sell you love, but try to sow you. And everything, if you look at my comments, spreading love and kindness from Lakeland, Florida is all I do. I love it. Absolutely love it.
I love that.
Appreciate it.
That's so nice.
I don't know. I don't usually talk to people about this, but this is pretty cool.
Yeah, I also love interviewing people and getting to know people. Like, that's a huge part of Wanderverse, so this is what I do naturally.
Dude, you're on to something. You're on to something. Keep going. You could, there's no limit, because nowadays with social media and YouTube and the internet, you can be anywhere, interview anybody, and put it in one spot, and everybody's going to find you. That's one of the things about social media. Doesn't matter if you're on TikTok, Instagram, you're in China, you're in Europe, you're in Asia, you're in Africa, wherever you're at, the whole world is shrinking. Everyone is going to know everyone. I know it sounds impossible now, but I'm getting to know more people every single day of my life. The world is shrinking with this internet, in my opinion. And so you're going to see that logo and say, oh, that's the Lakeland guy. And same way with the Wanderer. They're going to say, oh man, why didn't he come by my town? I need him to come by my town. When is he going to come by, Gainesville again? You're going to get people demanding that.
Amazing. Love that.
So have you got a podcast of your own?
I've done, I've podcasted 2 people so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is it in the future? Is it just here and there?
I have one, so far it's like here and there. I'm trying to have like a regular like release. Right now I'm focusing mainly on like the series called Behind the Verse, which is me interviewing music artists. And that the podcast one is more like, it's called Deep in the Verse. So it's like a deeper layer of that. So I'm just letting that form naturally. Like, there's somebody that wants to do a podcast, they can also hit me up if they want to do it, or if I'm like, it just happens naturally. If I'm just having a conversation with someone and I'm like, it's just the conversation is great. Yo, you want to do a podcast? You know what I'm saying?
The neatest thing is that, we're here right now. It's what, November 19th, 18th, I don't even know what it is. 2025, 2028, 2050. This digital stuff, our time together today is forever. So someone who's not even born yet is going to see this years from now. Hi, hope you're having a good life going 2025, and I hope life is good for you as it is for us right now. So, and it's really neat that whatever you create is going to be around for now. I grew up, I was born in 68, and that was the middle of what I call the analog world. Our telephones were dial, We had phone booths outside, you're gonna go down to the phone booth. The fire truck, you had to go up to the phone pole and pull the handle to get the fire truck to come to your house. Now you just call 911. We didn't have these mobile phones. So I have appreciated the analog world developing into the digital world. And so I've understood that everything in the analog world is going to be copied and put into the digital world. The analog world's not going to go around. It's, you know, I'm alive right now, and this is the analog world. But the digital world is timeless, as I understand it now. And so, 100 years, 50 years, the digital's still going to be here. Humanity, maybe some AI robots, maybe some robot will come in and give us a drink, you know, in 2030, 2040.
I think that's happening right now, actually.
Yeah. We were at a restaurant in Orlando. I can't remember, it's an Asian restaurant. And the robot brings us a beer, you know, I wanted a beer, he just bring it right on over. It's really neat. I follow that too.
It's amazing.
Well, I appreciate your time, Yusuf.
I
What a
appreciate
pleasure
it.
talking to you.
Likewise.
And I appreciate Cohats letting me use this beautiful room. They are a fantastic place. If you're looking for an office or just a workspace, Cohats is it here in Lakeland. Well, you have a fantastic day.
You as well.
Thank you, sir. God bless.
God bless you.